Hey y'all, it's me again, Wisdom, Wit, and What You're Reading. I'm so glad that you have given this YouTube channel a second glance, or if this is your first time visiting, this is a place where I love to discuss all things that have to do with what we are reading as Christian folks and our Christian fiction. Now, you may look around and see that I am in a very strange location today. This is actually a cemetery in the portion of my daughter's yard, or where she lives, because in southeastern Kentucky, which is where I'm coming from you today, and in eastern Kentucky and in all of Appalachia, we tend to bury our people in our yards, and there's a long history of why we do that, or why we did that, but it had a lot to do with geography and the terrain of the land in which we live. So anyway, just a little bit of Appalachian culture for you today. I am coming from a cemetery because it reminds me of some of the things that I've been working on in my own writing. I have a wonderful character named Amelia who loves to visit a cemetery so that she can appreciate those folks who had come before her. And just as soon as we got here and I was looking around, I noticed that, you know, we have people in this cemetery here who fought in World War II, World War I, and even and died for our country. So it's good to appreciate those who've come before us. Now, cemeteries also have a lot to do, of course, with the topic of death, and along with death, in writing, especially in suspense writing that I do, we have a lot of mystery and suspense and that sort of thing. So that's why today, for my first book review for Wisdom, Wit, and What You're Reading, I'm going to be looking at Lynette Eason's Double Take. Absolutely love Lynette Eason. If you are, whether you read Christian fiction or not, and you are a big fan of suspense, you've got to be reading Lynette Eason. She is an amazing writer, grabs you at the very beginning, which is what I wanted to do today, is just read the very beginning of this book to you and see if you're not ready to go download it on your Kindle or go get a copy of it. So this is Lynette Eason. This is Double Take. Beautiful cover, by the way, I love it. And this is the prologue. I love a good prologue. The click next to her ear jerked her out of her deep sleep to roll into a sitting position, a scream on her lips, her eyes on the man with the gun standing next to her. "Adam, what are you doing?" The man who'd professed to love her only hours before was lining the barrel up for his shot. She dove away from him just as he said, "Cheers, love," in his fake British accent. The bullet meant for her head knocked her backwards. She threw herself from the bed to the floor, her survival instincts the only thing moving her. Vaguely, she wondered why she felt no pain, even as the warmth from the wound in her shoulder soaked her sleep t-shirt. Slow, measured footsteps worked too close to close the distance between them as she rounded the bed. "I was trying to make this painless, Lainey," he said. "If you just drunk your milk like you usually do, we wouldn't be having this conversation." She panted, nausea churning, her system in shock. She rolled under the platform bed just as the gun cracked again, chipping out a gash of wood in her newly polished hardwood floor. "The police will find me, you know," he said, as though he had all the time in the world. "Ask questions. I guess I'll just have to tell them about the stalker you had. Unfortunately, I won't be able to identify him, but he must have followed you home from work and broke in after you fell asleep." She couldn't wrap her mind around the fact that he was explaining her death while trying to kill her. Panic, terror, absolute horror, and the desperate desire to live washed over her in waves. Lynette Eason, Double Take. Great book. See y'all.